Pressure. What is pressure? Pressure could be a variety of different things. But here's my little version. Pressure to do well, pressure to excel, pressure to not fail, pressure to not let the ones believe in you down, even if they're the only few in numbers. That's how I feel, for real. I put pressure on myself to get to where I want to be. Sometimes I feel alone and no one can see me. I talk to God and sometimes feel anxious, frustrated, and many other emotions. I know God's got me even though at times I feel hopeless and can't shake the commotion. Sometimes I'm angry at the world and feel nobody understands me. Sometimes I just want to say fuck everybody. In a world full of fakes and cowards, it's hard to tell who's real. That's how I feel. I know I got people I can talk to about everything, and even the smallest to the biggest things. I want to do well, not just for myself, but for people in my corner. That's how I'm going to start this day off. That's a little something I wrote. Because my word of the week is pressure. I started off a little different this morning. And as you know, this is your host with the most, LJ. The What's the Word with LJ Mental Podcast. We getting up in here back for another week. Let's get right up into it. So what I just got into, I read this morning. That's something I actually wrote. A little poem, because I write poetry too, here and there. And that was just part of the poem that I read from I call Pressure. And that's the word of the week this week is pressure. So yeah, that's something I wrote in this little book that up there right quick. So yeah, the word of the week is pressure, and for a few reasons. Because everybody might have their own little pressure. Whether it's pressure you get from your family or loved ones, and it's not just people who got big sports contracts, people in the entertainment business. You might have your own investment firm, your own I don't know, maybe you started a pet store, maybe you started a supermarket, whatever. Maybe you trying to support a family, put all your bills, or you're the only one family counting on because you from the hood, you from the worst possible conditions, and you're the one people counting on. Or it's pressure from people putting labels on you from, look at it like this, right? It's labels you get. I'm sure every community has this, whether you white, Asian, Mexican, black, whatever you are. I know as a black man in a black community, if you a certain way, they would have put labels on you and all that. And that's just something I really want to address, because I had a conversation with somebody this last week, right? We was talking for a little bit. I'm not gonna get too in particulars about everything we spoke about, but something came up where he said, "Oh yeah, I'm a nerd. I do this or that," because he might like engineering or certain things he into. And I'm like, hold on, scratch that. Like, I hate that term. Like, it's something that maybe I use or certain kids use in the neighborhood back in the day, like, oh, you a nerd or you a square, whatever. Like, we gotta stop that, especially in a black community, right? That happens a lot. Like I said, I don't know if I'm sure they do in white communities or whatever, or other communities, but I know in the black community, especially in the hood, like, you get labeled a certain way. Or being a certain, because you might be into certain things, right? You might be into anime. You might be into reading all the time, right? You might be into computer engineering. You might be quiet, or you might be or your clothes a certain way. And I mean, it's all good if you would rip ribbon. I used to have ribbon contests, like I even spoke before. I've said this day and age, people are a little too sensitive. I think when it comes to like you can't even joke with people no more. But there's stigmas and lines with all of that. Like it's lines, is everything's not black and white. It's a lot of gray area with all of that, right? Um, and putting labels on somebody, that shit is whack. That shit is that shit is trash. Like we gotta stop that. Um, and the whole point is like you can't put people in a box. Like all black people are not the same, despite what some people might think. We are not monolithic. Black people are very diverse. You got so many different black people out here thriving in this world in so many different ways. Um, so yeah, we gotta stop putting people in a box. Well, no matter what you are, not just black folks. I can speak on it from a black perspective because I come from that community, and yeah, just having that conversation just stuck with me. And the reason why I said pressure because it's pressure from your peers um, to be a certain way. You might have a dream to do something, and people gonna be talking about you. Or and I saw know in certain neighborhoods like you might get beat up for the way you are, or jumped or something like that, which is also trash. Um, I remember there was a kid like that back in the day um, at school and in certain neighborhoods where I grew up, like he was a certain way, and other kids would pick on him, and I just thought that was whack. And I stood up for him. So um, just let people be who you are. I know the world has changed. People are more accepting of different things, but it's still a stigma there. Like you get labeled a certain way if you, which is whack. Like you can't like all people are not the same. Like especially in the black community, like we so different, diverse. Like don't put labels on us. Like if you wanna, just do you. Like don't let because that pressure is a real thing. There's people out here depressed and committing suicide because certain things that happen. I've heard about, especially this past couple of years, people succumbing to wanting to kill themselves because of certain way. Like some people are not strong enough to handle certain things. Um, you don't want to label them weak-minded because you don't know everything that they're going through. But yeah, I know pressure is a real thing, and especially with people labeling you certain shit. Like, there's people get frustrated from comments on social media. I'm obviously not a celebrity, not yet anyway. But I honestly don't believe I would care about none of that. Like that should just let that shit just roll off. Like social media bullying. Like I used to not understand that concept of social. How the hell somebody gonna bully you online? Like if somebody got a problem with you, like I'm like, hey, come see me. Like don't let some coward say online, make you sad. I'm like, fuck them. Like seriously. If they not in your face, there it comes, then who cares? But at the end of the day, like it's a lot of different pressures out here. But the main, I don't want to lose focus of this main thing about labels and the point that I'm trying to point out with pressure with that. Um, yeah, we gotta not put each other in a box. Like there's so many different. I have a lot of different interests. Um, myself, so of course I love hip hop, just like a lot of like, people, but I also like anime. I also like classical music. I also like reading self help books. Um, yeah, so it's a lot of different interests we gotta have around, and we gotta stop these labels on shit. 'Cause that shit is whack. It's clearly a certain way. It might not be certain things I'm into, that somebody else, black or whoever, is into. That don't necessarily make them square or nerd or whatever you want to call it. Hey, if they want to call themselves that, and they cool with it, fine. But I just don't like the labels. That shit is corny to me, and we gotta stop it. That's another reason why I don't like zodiac signs either. But I'm not going. I might address that again because there was some more things that I wanted to talk about as far as that. On a previous episode a couple weeks ago, I spoke about yeah, I don't believe in that either, but yeah, I might dive back into that later. But that's not what this episode is about. Uh, so yeah, as far as labels, another thing too about succumbing to pressure. I wanted to talk about stock market a little bit in crypto because patience is really key, right? And really a lot of aspects in life. So you gotta embrace failure, right? Certain things might happen. You might be up for a job and you might be angry you didn't get it. Might be you feel like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity and you don't get it for whatever reason. Um, you might be expecting a move to happen. You might be expecting a promotion, or your business didn't take off the way you thought it would in a certain amount of time. That's putting pressure on yourself, and people get angry, depressed about certain shit, but you can't let that shit shake you. Uh, that's why I started out with that poem too, because I embrace, like we were talking about, like be just be who you are. Don't let the pressure. Just be you on your own time. The only thing you can work on is be a better you, and whether it comes next week, next year, a few years from now, you can't just listen and don't give up. Like seriously, because it's people really hurting out here, and some people didn't wake up this morning. So yeah, we gotta. This pressure is a real thing. So yeah. So now back to the matter at hand, right? As far as the stocks, right? I know it's a lot of now I've been into stocks and crypto more than ever this year. I've been doing so much research, books about it. I spoke a previous episode. There's a book out there called The Intelligent Investor. I actually have the book. I would recommend it. It's really good. Actually, Warren Buffett recommends it as well. Some of the biggest names out there probably recommend this book. It was written originally in 1949, and there's been adaptations over the years in the 70s, I think early 2000s also too. Um, but yeah, the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, yeah, it's a ton of stuff out there, right? Books, even videos you can watch on investing in the stock market, right? And certain things, everything isn't going to go according to plan. These things aren't just going to keep going up, 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 up. There's going to be some major downturns. But you got to decide, okay, should I sell this? Should I hold on to it? A lot of people recommend tell you don't really sell really anything, really, at least for like a year. That's what I've been hearing from a lot of different, I guess, people that's been in this game for a long time. Hold on to it for at least a year, hope preferably longer. And you don't want to invest anything that you're going to need to get to right away, because this is long term. This is not no get rich quick scheme. I honestly believe you can get rich from this, because I actually know some people personally who've gotten millions from investing. So yeah, we the key is not to be pressured into selling. Just be, you gotta know when to sell, and don't panic. Can't panic, right? You just gotta be smart with it. Do your own research. Like I said, get into the books, do your videos, whatever you gotta do. Do your research on something before you invest anything. But yeah, I don't encourage anybody listening to start investing long term. Like a certain line Jay-Z said that I strongly feel about financial freedom. I only hope. Not just the black community, but especially the black community. But for everybody, whatever. But financial freedom, I only hope. Like seriously, that's what I'm striving to get to. But yeah, this pressure thing is a real thing. And I'm gonna switch gears here in a minute, talk about something different here. But yeah, the key is your own research. Like I'm not a stock expert, so don't just take what I say. And what I like to do is give you guys a little, like this podcast mostly like entertainment, and I get my thoughts on it. But every once in a while, I like to switch it up, give you some nuggets, some jewels of things that I pick up, certain things I know, and just you can just take it for what you want. If you want to take it and receive it, I appreciate you. If not, that's cool too. Either way, I appreciate you for even listening to this. So, um, like I said, like I gave you them books to recommend, and this crypto thing is big. Like this is here to stay. Like it's like a disruption, right? It's innovation. Um, it's like how Lyft and Uber, like taxis, of course, can't stand it. Or you got Airbnbs now for when you traveling, and the hotel business don't like it. Now hotels out there still thriving, but Airbnb like is huge. People renting out their homes as Airbnb. That's basically their hotel vacation. They got that all around the world, and now this cryptocurrency is banks can't stand it because they can't, especially Bitcoin. They can't stand it because they feel like it's interfering with banks because you can't put any banks can't tax it. Banks can't put anything with Bitcoin. So yeah, it's innovation. So things are meant to change. Things have been changed for many years. Y'all started a primitive civilization with the wheel, and so many other inventions from electricity to things was meant to grow over time. So things is, who can imagine what things will be 10, 20 years from now. So, but yeah, things is meant to grow. We would have thought we would have had, back in the 50s or 60s, thought we was going to have flying cars. It's like on the Jetsons, a cartoon, but that ain't just no cartoon. That's something that I think we might eventually get to that point, flying cars. I can't imagine a full skyway. There's some really wild ass drivers out here. So imagine if it was like a bunch of cars in the sky flying. Like how the hell would you control that like you do with the streets? There's no way to do that. That's just a whole way of just a bunch. You already got planes out there. Just imagine a bunch of cars in the sky. Like that shit just sound mad crazy. I can't imagine the type of accidents that would happen. But who knows? Who knows what will be 20, 30, 50 years from now. But things is meant to change. That's the whole point. And don't succumb to pressure. Try to learn as much as you can. I'm still learning, right? But I would encourage you to learn if you want to invest, for sure. I encourage you to do that. So now, don't succumb to the pressure. People coming at you some negative crap. I mean, it's cool taking advice, but people coming at you negative, don't buy into it. But now, switch it up a little bit. So I want to talk about something I thought was really interesting, right? So you know how they got these versus battles with different artists, hip hop, R&B. They've had reggae even, and the most recent one I spoke about it, the Locks versus Dipset. But Damon Wayans came out, comedian, legendary comedian, part of the Wayans family, and basically royalty in the comedy world. Damon Wayans came out and allegedly calls out Dave Chappelle to do a comedy versus. I thought that was really interesting, right? Because I saw a post online saying, "Oh, would this be dope? Wouldn't it be like?" I'm not gonna say yes or no, but it's intriguing to me because I for one I don't even know what to expect from that. Like I love to see things as different. That's why I love to see records broken. That's why I wanted, back in 2007, I wanted the Patriots to go 9. I'm not a Patriots fan, but hey, 17-0, 18-0, I want, because I love to see things that's never been done before. Like, I love to see that. But this comedy versus, like, I don't know if it'll be good or not. Like, how the hell would this shit work? Would they be roasting each other? Would they tell some of their old jokes? Like, I'm really curious to see how. I would need to see one to see if that would even be good. Like, I have no idea if I would even like that. Would the world even like that? Like, that's interesting. Like, I have no idea what to expect from that. But I want to. I think I want to see that, just to see what that would even look like. A comedy versus, like, would you get a large arena? Because now the verses are, I guess, going live now in venues. So would you have it in, I don't know, a major venue, um, arena somewhere, and have both of them on stage? Would it be telling jokes to the crowd, telling jokes about each other? Like, would it be some of their classic jokes, like from some of their stand-up specials, or like how would that shit even work? Like, that's what I'm curious to see. Like, I thought that was interesting. Like, I don't even know if that would even be good. I need to see one just to see, like I said, like, who would. I love to see things that have never been done before. So that's and why not just to see like two legends? They I don't even know if Dave Chappelle would even accept that. But they do use the versus platform that Swiss Beats and Timbaland have, but they use a different one. Like, how, I don't know. I would think they probably would use them, but I don't know. That's interesting though. It's something that I never even thought about nothing like that. But that's very interesting. Um, just another way I would think too, because when you hear comedians talk, they never really try and diss each other like that for real. They always big each other up. So I would think it would good to be to appreciate both of them. But I don't know how that would go. That's an interesting thought. Um, so um, so yeah, last thing I want to talk about before I get up out of here, right? Is TV shows. Uh, Power Book 3, Raising Canaan. It's in the Power universe. We started out with Power on Stars, created by Courtney Kemp and executive produced by and 50 Cent, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. 50 is probably my favorite person in entertainment. Um, and this, we at the midway point of season 1 of this Raising Canaan. And I think there's going to be a break between the next episode, so there's not going to be a new one till 2 weeks from now. Hate that. Give me my episodes now. I'm sure everybody feel the same way, but unfortunately it don't work that way. Take time for greatness. So yeah, I think the show is really dope. I think it took a little while to start picking up. That's what Power normally does. From a midway point, it's always like a bombshell that happens. I remember first watching the first Power Book 1, I guess you could call it now. And midway through, I think the second season, at this point, that's when season 2, when Angela found out that James St. Patrick was Ghost, told by Tommy's girlfriend Holly. That was a huge bombshell. That was the big turning point. It's always a huge turning point, it seems like, around this point in time. And I think this around this time is a huge turning point. It took a little time to pick up with Kanan, everything going on in his mom's Rock. I think Unique is so far my favorite character. Joey Badass's character, Unique, so far is my favorite character on the show. But I like Rock, Kanan's mom on the show. She ain't no damn joke. She not to be played with, and she demand her respect. She fine as hell too. I ain't gonna lie. She bad. I know she married in real life. I don't disrespect her husband, but damn, she bad. But but yeah, on the show, yeah, a lot of dope characters as each Power has. But midway point, definitely enjoying it, and there was a huge bombshell that could potentially change everything. I think midway point. I'm not gonna give it away for people who ain't seen it yet. Give you some time because but you only got so much time before I start really diving into this. I'm not gonna get no spoilers today in case you ain't seen it yet. But yeah, it was a huge bombshell. I think that could change everything between the Kane with the family and all of that. So we gonna see how that go. Few shows I'm disappointed in. Then I'm about to get up out of here. Dave, FX and Hulu. Like it was funny at first, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm starting to get that. I don't know, like from Dave. Like it is not as interesting to me. Like I haven't gotten through the second season yet, but so far I'm kind of disappointed. It's like, yeah, I kind of felt that way towards the end of the first season too. But yeah, it's starting to get to that point. I'm gonna watch a few more episodes to see. I think I got episode 3 or 4, one of them. I forgot, but yeah, I'm starting to get disappointed with that. That and American Gods. Season 1 was amazing. Season 2 and 3 not so much. But I don't know. Certain shows just kind of fade out, I guess. But we gonna see. And Wu-Tang TV show on Hulu is coming back in September. Looking forward to that because season 1 was dope. So we gonna see how that goes. Looking forward to that. So yeah, about to get up out of here. So yeah, the pressure. Remember that poem I read in the beginning. So don't I hope y'all felt it. If not, if you didn't feel it, that's cool too. You could let me know. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. So don't succumb to the pressure. You gotta recognize it, and it's okay. There's good pressure too. Put pressure on yourself to do better, and sometimes you need that to keep motivation, to keep going, but don't give up. So that's all I'm saying. So yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. Stay safe, stay sucker free, all that. I'm out.